Hey, what is up YouTube? I'm back again with another video. Today, on a beautiful South Dakota day. School just ended yesterday, and the weather's great, so I figured I'd do this video outside. But today I want to show you guys the ALS packs. You guys already seen the my ALS gear a little bit, but you guys haven't seen so much of my packs yet. So first off, I wanted to show you guys where it began. So back in 1973, well actually throughout the late 60s all the way up into the 70s, the military was looking to replace the lightweight rucksack, which you guys have seen my video, or I have a video up. If you haven't seen it, then go watch it, which was made famous in Vietnam, but they really weren't made too long, between I'd say at least 64 to 75 maybe. As for these, which were made between 1973 and these two are actually dated 2003, so 30 years for sure. So obviously these are going to be more common, but yeah, so these replaced those. Now these also were supposed to replace the butt packs, and that's why most collectors always try to fret over not being able to find original butt pack. But to tell you guys the truth, they really weren't all that common. If you got one, it was usually a private purchase, or for whatever reason you just happened to be issued one, but these were supposed to replace them. Now here is the LC1 Medium AlSpec. Now this tells you that this is the LC1 not only by its stamp right here. It says Field Pack LC1 Nylon DSA 1975 Medium. Has the window there, but we can also tell because of the kidney pad. Now I'm going to flip over this LC2 frame. So here's the LC1, there's the LC2 kidney pad. LC1, LC2. So this one is actually just as thin as the LSY suspenders, so on the padding. So if you have one of those, go take a look at it and imagine being that on your kidney. Now these were rated for no more than 50 pounds, but obviously we know that sometimes you can't do things by the book. And then here are the shoulder straps. So I'm going to show you guys a side by side. And then here's the thickness of them. And then here's the thickness of the LC2 ones. Now you're almost never going to find these LC1 type frames. Like I said, they have these kind of shoulder straps, that kind of quick release, and it's black. I know Rothco, they reproduce these ones. I think they actually paint the frames black, so I think they're designated for Rothco as an LC1, even though they really aren't. But yeah, now this one has a used frame with an unissued bag, but it has no liners. And back when they first made these, they made them with waterproof liners, one for every pocket and then one for the main compartment. And then all along the top right here there was this webbing with eyelets, so you could hook up the old M1910 gear. And the inside was rubberized just like the butt packs, but it flakes away very, very easily. And also had a compartment for the Prick 25 radio. So that's the medium LC1 AlSpec. Another thing that I want to mention real swift is the buckles. You'll see that these have these spring-loaded ones, which actually don't work at all. I mean, they're terrible. And then later on they replaced them with these ones, the simple 1-inch buckle that you can find on any type of ALS gear. Taking a look at the medium LC1 AlSpec, this is my first ever AlSpec that I ever bought. My grandma got this for me at a family store that this family used to own it for at least 30 years called Motive Parts, and they always had so much great surplus gear. But I got this, I think, back in 2011, and it's about $50, I remember. And this one is from, you guys aren't going to be able to see it still, but the tag says Field Pack LC1 Nylon DSA 1976 Large Eastern Canvas Products. And we know that company also made the Lincoln system and the M67 field gear. Now this belt pad, or kidney pad, doesn't have its DSA anymore, but it's also made by Eastern Canvas Products. So I believe it's safe to assume that none of these shoulder straps or kidney pad were ever replaced in the 80s. So it's interesting to see between just a couple of years that they replaced the LC1 with thicker straps, because that just wasn't enough padding. You still see the hooks, or the eyelets for the M1910 hooks. They have the 3 drain holes at the bottom. They still use these kind of buckles. This one works great, but for whatever reason that one doesn't. And then they also had 3 bigger pockets right here. I believe these were originally designed to carry the Prick 25 radio batteries. Don't quote me on that, but I think they're about the same size as them. And then had that waterproof lining, which usually wore away. So then taking a look at the, now it's interesting, on the inside of these has the instructions still, but this one is actually designated on the part, or the instructions on the inside as an LC1, and then on the stamp right here it's an LC2. So I don't know if maybe they just recycled the same stamp or something, but I don't know. Now this frame actually came with this one back when I ordered it, but this frame is older. All of it's from the 80s. Like these ones are from 1983. I think this one is, the kidney pad is from like 88. And then, so they really, over 30 years, they didn't change a whole lot. There's D-rings on the inside of both of these ones to where you can shorten it, cinch it up, if you didn't use like the full capacity of it. And these ones, they took out those D-rings. They made these straps, the main compartment closure straps, longer and sewed them at the end so they can't like fall out like these ones could. Like I said, they replaced the closure buckles with the 1-inch buckles. You can see on the top, the webbing, they took away most of the eyelets with the exception of these ones. And then on all the AlSpecs, these pockets were hollowed out in the back so you could fit a machete, bayonet, or as these original manuals, which I'll show you right here. So here's the November 1973 Alice one. Then here's the February 1977 care and use of individual clothing and equipment. This is inside of here. It talks about, it says the exact same things about them. So if you're thinking about buying this one and own this one, you actually already own this one. But I mean, if you want to buy both of them, I'd say go ahead. They're both just kind of fun to look through. This one mentions the waterproof liners in these, and then this one says that you might get them, but you probably won't. So just between 1973 to 1977, excuse me, I think it's interesting that they just kind of already knew that you weren't going to get the liners with them, because the liners are kind of crap. But so yeah, here's this one from 2003. Like I said, doesn't have the hangers, or the spots for the hangers. Has the thicker straps. And then here's the large AlSpec from 2003. This is my old CAP one. I think it's interesting that it designates it as an LC1. I don't know why it does that though. And then Still see the three main or the three extra smaller pockets, and then the bigger compartments. Still have the hooks for the skis or machete. Still has that waterproof lining. Still has the pocket for the prick 25, but no D-rings in the middle to cinch it up. Now I will also note that it is impossible to use a large AlSpec without a frame. I know the medium ones have these D-rings right here, but these ones do not. Is because these ones were recommended for 75 or 70 pounds upwards, and those ones were recommended for 50. But I do believe it's kind of funny on how in these manuals they say it is recommended that you use a frame with the large ones, even though you actually can't hook up the straps without them. So if you guys have any questions about this gear or about any of these, or want to see specific details of them, just let me know. This video is getting a bit lengthy, so yeah, just message me if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Have a nice day.